Hey guys, this is Julie from Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I have a fun bee Dollar Tree DIY. I found this wreath form at the Dollar Tree. I want the bottom of the little beehive to be flat, kind of that shape. I've done them several different ways. So I just take some pliers and I just break off the bottom rung so it has a flat bottom. And we're gonna cover it with some Dollar Tree fabrics. I wanted this to be almost like a plush stuffed honeycomb, so it would have that like puffy shape in between each one of these rungs. For the back of that, I'm just using one of the little Dollar Tree yellow aprons from the crafting section, just for a little fabric. Doesn't really matter what you use. I just kind of had this in my stash. And I'm making sure to cut it down large enough that it will go to the sides of that, but not hang over the edges. For the top part, I found this great like honey-colored velour fabric at the Dollar Tree I thought would be perfect. Using this first little beehive as a stencil, I laid it on the back and just sketched it out with a Sharpie to be able to cut this one down to size as well. And super easy way to cut it down. It was a little bit easier than actually using the bee wreath form. This fabric is so pretty. They have some really different kinds of fabric like this at the Dollar Tree lately, and I really love them. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to attach it together because basically I'm making like a pillow out of it for the wall. So I'm just going around with hot glue and making sure I leave an opening so I can stuff it with a little bit of polyfill. For the polyfill, I actually found this at Dollar Tree. I am really happy they have started to carry that. But you could always use an old pillow for polyfill as well. And I just glued that window shut, and I have a little stuffed beehive. I want it to kind of go down on top of it like that, so you have the individual sections that stick out and that are puffy. And normally I would attach with hot glue, but I kind of thought that I was going to need to stitch this. I hate sewing, but this project was really easy. I just took some thread and some Dollar Tree needle, a large one, and I'm going to go around and just tie it on with the string all the way around. It was actually pretty easy, and it's going to make it stay on a little bit better than if I would have just kind of tried to press it down with hot glue. I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side, and I actually decided to do it on each row as well, going all the way through, and it gave it that great puffy shape that I was looking for a beehive. So a little bit more sewing than I normally do on my DIYs, but I think it turned out really cute. Now to cover the wreath form, I'm using some of the Dollar Tree brown rope, and we're just going to cover each section. So I start here at the bottom, just using hot glue. This is going to cover up the stitching and cover up the wire wreath form. And I just continue that around the entire silhouette of the little beehive. And I think this is a great way to use this beehive wreath form. You can change the shapes like this. You know, you could have made it even one shorter, or you could have done the entire original wreath form. Now I have these individual rows. I kind of switched it up to some of the skinnier brown rope for these, so I don't cover up too much of that beautiful fabric. And just gluing and cutting them down to size. I want to have an opening here for the bees. I'm going to do that with rope as well. So I just started gluing a circle of the rope and just kept spiraling it until I had a circle opening here for our beehive. I think it's looking really cute, but I think we can take it up a notch and decorate this even more. I decided to stitch that down so it would kind of go into the beehive a little bit more as well. And I'm also going to use that rope to make a simple hanger for a wreath form back here. You could use this for a wreath for your door, or you could use it for a wall hanging. I'm going to use mine for a wall hanging. Now for the bee, I found a bee at the toy section at the Dollar Tree, and I think it's really cute on its own, but I thought we could DIY it and make it even better. So the first thing I did was I just kind of took off the wings and taped off the little striped part of the bee, because bees are normally a black with like black features, so I'm going to paint mine just with some spray paint. You could also use some black acrylic, whatever you have, to kind of correct the colors on that. And I like it way more like that. You can still have the yellow and black striped here for the back of the bee, but it's just going to make it look a little bit more realistic, I think. So I just reattached the little wings that were on the little toy bee, and I think it looks much more realistic like this. I'm going to add it to the beehive like this. It's about the perfect size, maybe a little large, but that's okay. I just attached it with some hot glue for a fun decoration for a little beehive wall hanging. For the final touch, I thought I would add a little Dollar Tree white and yellow flower here, kind of at the top of it, off to the side. I thought that was really cute, and this is how it turned out.